ほら、ルフィ、今一緒に海賊になる仲間を探してるんだ。
Hello guys, welcome to my channel The Wandering Zoro, your go-to destination for anime-related content. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the series What If Izuku Was Born with a Villainous Quirk and Chose the Path of Villains. So be sure to stick around until the end, and let's get started. Name: Transformation. After swallowing even a drop of someone's vital fluid, he can change into them. The more he knows about the person, the more precise the transformation. He can use someone's quirk without knowing it if his transformation is precise another, but it's much easier to call on and control the more he knows about it. It has no time limit to how long he can be transformed, but a hard enough hit can injure him enough to force his transformation off. His quirk makes him attracted to the vital fluid of others, specifically if he knows a lot about them. If he got the vital fluid without ever seeing anyone, or only seeing them for a second, let's say he saw All Might in his civilian form then drank from his injury, causing hero form All Might to pop out and throw him off. He could only become a vague shape of civilian All Might, but he could become a very accurate hero All Might because of how much he knows about him. He can't merge transformations. He can only be one person at any given time. He has fangs. Izuku was standing on a roof after grabbing All Might as he jumped. All Might had just turned to his civilian form and revealed his injury. Deku's eye fixated on the injury as all he could think was about the vital fluid in there. Suddenly, his will broke and he ran forward, sticking his fangs into the injury and got a drop of vital fluid before All Might became his hero form and threw him off. All Might's hero form also was bleeding. If All Might didn't know about Izuku's quirk, then he would have assumed he was a villain, but the kid just didn't have control over his quirk. All Might: "Listen, kid. With a quirk like yours, you could be a great hero, but many will not see it that way." Jumps away, and sludge villain encounter goes on like it would anyway. All Might: "Thank you, Izuku Midoriya. I was inspired by your bravery, so to thank you. I give you a routine to make your body the best it can be." Hands him the sheets of paper, and All Might's away. The final day of school for Deku and his classmates. Deku, waking, having completely analyzed every member of his class, their looks, their quirks, their personalities, everything. He walks in late and stands right next to Katsuki Bakugo. "Katsuki, what the hell do you want, you villain quirk having nerdy Deku?" Deku: "Ha ha ha, I guess if my quirk is so villainous, I might as well act like it." He takes out a knife and runs it right through Katsuki's gut and licks the vital fluid off it. The class starts to panic as he turns into a replica of Bakugo and starts exploding as many people as possible, getting their vital fluid. He stopped only when he thought everyone was dead. Unfortunately, his bloodlust made him miss the fact that 5 were still alive, if greatly injured. He took the form of the teacher and went to the principal. "Izuku, Sir, Midoriya has gone crazy with bloodlust." The principal sounded an emergency alarm with the report that people should get outside to safety, and the moment he was finished, Izuku killed him and drank his vital fluid. Izuku then turned into All Might to hide the body in the ground, lifting up so as to not leave any evidence of a hidden body, and turned back into the principal to call the pros, explaining the issue. Izuku then pretended to run outside to safety, and on the way killed the teacher with the ice cream swirl hair and drank his vital fluid. After some questions, Izuku in the body of the principal was allowed to leave, and he got in a car and went to the principal's house to plan his next move. Little did Izuku know that Bakugo managed to survive and was saved in the hospital, with a fire of hatred inside him. The other 4 students from his class also survived and had all new determination to be heroes and take him down. Since these kids had decent quirks and were most likely in danger once Izuku knew they were alive, they were allowed in U.A, much to Bakugo's frustration, but also with a hint of his relief. A man with blue hair has seen the broadcasts about him, and so had a girl with blonde hair, and they both wanted to track him down and team up with him. At the LOV headquarters. Tamura: "Hirojiri, how do we find that kid?" Hirojiri: "Perhaps we should ask Master Tamura Shigaraki?" A television screen flicks on. "All for one. Already done. I can't find him. The school videotapes were corrupted, and there's nothing left of them, but I have managed to find someone who can help. She has a similar quirk. She knows the base location and will come to you once she's found this Izuku kid. Kirigiri, I am sure he'll want to join. 5 of his ex-classmates are alive and under U.A's protection, each one being allowed to join as a student in the school. They'll be coming after him the moment they're allowed to, and pros everywhere are after him. All for one. Exactly. This girl is called Himiko Toga, and she's the main suspect in a police investigation. I cashed in some favors so that we could find her. This Izuku kid analyzed most, if not all, heroes. He'd be a great help even without his quirk. Tamura. Excellent. Thank you, Master. All for one. Of course, turns off the computer. Himiko Toga, sitting on a bench at night. Thinking this Mr. Shigaraki guy seems nice and shelter is a great thing now. How to get this Izuku kid? I'll need to check out the school. He clearly isn't any of his classmates or the 2 dead teachers, meaning he either slipped away or hit a body to escape. She managed to sneak into the school and avoided the class Izuku had started his blood-fueled rage in. She didn't notice anything until she got to the principal's room. The unmistakable smell of decay came from the floor, so she used a knife to pull a floorboard out and saw the principal's body. They didn't investigate this? I guess it did just start decaying. She drank all the remaining principal's vital fluid and snuck out. After looking up the principal's house, Izuku heard a knock at the door and opened it only to see the principal staring at him. Himiko Toga turns back to herself. Hia, I'm Himiko Toga, and I've been given the task of taking you to a base for us villains. Don't worry, I've killed people as well. You're in good company. She sticks her tongue out slightly and does a peace sign. Izuku, this girl has killed people? Himiko, besides, they'll smell the decay and look under the floor soon to see the principal's dead body and work out who you're hiding as. Not to mention, I uncovered the body already. Izuku turns back into himself. Yeah, I guess that's true. Himiko, great. Follow me. She leads him to the base and knocks. Kirigiri opens the door. Hello, Izuku, Midoriya, and Himiko Toga. Please come in. They walk in. Over the next 3 weeks, Izuku and Himiko became close friends and more acquainted with the League. Neither of them were going to join the goons in the USJ attack, as Izuku was too valuable in terms of his quirk's power and his knowledge, in Himiko because she had great stealth abilities and because her and Izuku had grown close, and he didn't want her at any more risk of being captured than him. The night before, Izuku, you can tell if Eraserhead is using his quirk based on his hair. If it's up, it's active. If it's down, it's off. You won't be able to tell who he's looking at, so you should all attack at the same time with your powers. Kirigiri can just open a portal in front of 13's black hole and open the other side behind them to put them out of action. Himiko will stay behind as backup in case it's needed, and I'll be coming to back up Tamura. Little did anyone else but Kirigiri know that Izuku had been assigned his own mission. After proposing the idea to all for one, the day of the attack, Himiko, don't you dare get captured, Izuku. Izuku, Himiko, I won't. He smiles reassuringly and steps through the portal as it closes. The fighting had already broken out when Izuku stepped through as he came out last. He came out of the portal after 13 has been black holed and the students scattered, just in time to see Ida escape. Izuku. Ugh. F it, he turns into All Might and punched the air, so the students were thrown away and into the floor, then picks up the girl with the fire transformation quirk and threw her into Kirigiri's portal-perfect Noma material. He hops through a portal and punches Izawa on the back and stands on him. His foot has his face planted in the ground. Izuku. As All Might, I am here. To destroy this class. Tamura. Great. Stay like that so he isn't an issue and to make fun of the heroes. His quirk could be useful, so it's in our best interest to keep him alive for Master. He notices Tsu and a kid he knows has a wind spiral quirk and runs over to decay them, only to get thrown back by the wind spirals. Kirigiri suddenly gets hit by a bunch of purple ball before he can help Tamura. Mineta, I may have got kicked out for B8 JG too weak, but nothing is going to stop me going to this school. Amar, Izawa, standing in front of Tsu and spiral air. Tamura runs forward and grabs Mineta, decaying his face in a few seconds, but gets thrown backwards by air spirals. Izuku catches Tamura and puts him down. All Might comes in, and the Nomu fight happens with him throwing it out the USJ roof. Izuku steps off Izawa and picks him up, licking vital fluid from his face, and becomes Izawa. Hey, All Might? Why don't you tell them your secret? All Might, huh? Is it that kid? Izuku? Oh no, he knows my secret. Izuku uses Aizawa's quirk on All Might. Look at him. U.A. This is your number one hero. He can't be All Might for more than a few hours every day because of a battle with a villain. He picks up a spike from Aizawa and stabs it in All Might's weak spot in his civilian form, and then becomes him and punches that spot a few times before throwing him into a wall, knocking him out. The other pros came into the USJ to see a knocked-out civilian All Might, an alive but defeated 13, a bunch of shocked heroes and villains, and Aizawa bleeding on the floor. Izuku and Tamura hid behind Kurogiri's defense as they got shot at and left through a portal, unfortunately having to leave Aizawa behind as they couldn't grab him in time. Back at the base, Himiko, Izuku, I am glad you succeeded. She wraps her arms around him in a tight hug. Izuku hugs back, smiling thanks, Himiko. For a bit of context, they turned the fire girl into a Nomu like Kurogiri, not like the more animal-like Nomu called Hikarada, using her fire transformation quirk as the base to make a fire body Nomu, and adding in a warp quirk. U.A's students also promised to keep the All Might civilian form secret despite not knowing why it was important. The villains didn't do much during the U.A Sports Festival, but they did invite Stain. The day that Stain came to talk. Stain, so what are your goals? Izuku, to make society stop judging people based on their quirks being good or evil, puts hand quotes around those words. Himiko, and better help to teach people deal with any personality changes from their quirks. Stain, smiles slightly, and your leader? Tamura, I know I want All Might dead. Stain, so your actual organization doesn't have a plan? Then there's no point working with you. They both run at each other and Stain gets a drop of Tamura's vital fluid and licks it, paralyzing him. Izuku turns into All Might and punches Stain into a wall before either can hurt the other badly. Stain, come up with a plan and then we will talk. Leaves. When Tamura is free from the paralysis. Tamura, I hate that guy already. He's clutching his fists in anger. Tamura requests Nomu from All for One and is given 3. Izuku, you know, we could have a Noma capture him and take him to your master. His quirk would be useful, but his attitude is annoying. Then we could set up a situation where he is captured so nobody knows we took his quirk and we can still ride off his success. Himiko, hell yeah, that's genius. Izuku. Tamura, a fantastic idea. The same time the 3 Nomu attacked, Stain just defeated Ida and is about to kill him. Luckily, the waterball quirk girl from Izuku's class was at the same hero agency with Ida because the guy running it has a water quirk and followed him, so a very dense ball of water hits Stain, and it's like a metal ball hits his chest. Stain, ugh, you false heroes. He gets up and readies his sword. Ida, careful. If he drinks your vital fluid, he can paralyze you. Waterball girl, right? Makes a bunch of super dense water ball and spins them around ridiculously quickly to make a Rasengan effect. Stain runs forward with both swords ready. Waterball girl sends a few forward to tear his swords apart, so she has 2 water ball ready. Stain throws a few knives to break down the other ball and injure her shoulder. Runs forward and takes out the knife and licks it. Such bravery, some might even say chivalry, or just pride. Stain gets thrown down by spirals of air, and Gran Torino kicks him in the chest and stands on him. Spiral Air Boy, I was working on my air quirk with Gran Torino here and saw you 3 in danger. Tamura, there. I found the hero killer. Noma 3, over their points. Noma 3 flies over to them and grabs the hero killer, flying back to Tamura and through Kurogiri's portal. Tamura, Hikarada, Noma 1. A fire portal opens under the non-burnt Noma 1 and takes him away, then closes. Tamura, 1 Noma down, what a shame. We must watch out for Endeavor. Steps through Kurogiri's portal, and Kurogiri goes through as well, shutting the warp gate. Over the next 2.5 weeks, they took Stain's quirk without him knowing and let him escape to go after a hero, only for him to be arrested. The League of Villains were now broadcast all over for many villains to see. The League was all together exactly like in the anime at this time except Izuku, and someone who was quirkless but has since been given Stain's quirk are in it. Dabi burnt the people they didn't need, and now the League just had to wait until their next attack. An attack where they planned to steal Katsuki Bakugo and take his quirk. Izuku also wanted to kill him. Toga had been feeling weird about Izuku, They'd known each other for just over a month at this point and were really close. She'd never seen him stained or hurt, but she had seen him covered in vital fluid and he looked great. Usually, she wanted to cut someone who she was close to, but Izuku was different. She wanted the opposite, for him to never be hurt. Toga, Izuku, what are these feelings I have for you? Is this love? True love, not just the love of your vital fluid, but love of you? She blushed at the idea. Even if I do, I shouldn't distract him from his goal. He wouldn't like me anyway. Unbeknownst to Toga, Izuku was having very similar thoughts about her. Izuku, Toga, she's such a cinnamon roll. Even though we're the same height, when she's covered in vital fluid and smiling, it's adorable. He smiles to himself. Usually when I know a lot about someone, I need to cut them, but I don't feel like that about her. I'd kill anyone who hurts her slowly, painfully. I should keep these thoughts to myself. She has her own goals, and a stupid Deku like me shouldn't distract her from it. Mustard pokes his head in the room. Hey, Midoriya. Izuku. Oh, hi. Mustard. Mustard. Want to play some video games with me and Tamura? Izuku. Hell yeah. They both go and play video games with Tamura. Hours later, Himiko and Izuku are hanging out in Izuku's room. Izuku. I'll be backing up Muscular. Apparently he wants to kill a child who could actually be convinced to join us, so I'm here to be the good cop. Himiko. Makes sense. Celine will be backing up Mustard. She's the person who got Stain's quirk, image not mine. Izuku. Okay, makes sense. Should I tell her? Toga. Yep. Should I tell him? Both. No, she wouldn't want to know. The day before the forest attack. Toga. Kurogiri? Kurogiri. Yes, Himiko. Toga? Toga. I promise not to tell anyone first. Kurogiri. Reassuringly, I won't tell a soul. Toga. Thank you. I think I like Izuku like love. Looking awkward and has awkward body language, I don't feel like cutting him even though I really like him. Kurogiri. I see. You're worried he won't like you? Toga. Yeah. Kurogiri. Pats Toga on the head. Don't worry about it. I'm sure he'll like you. Just invite him to coffee or something, and if he seems to reciprocate it well, then invite him to an actual date. Toga perks up. Thanks, Kurogiri. Kurogiri, of course. Meanwhile, with Izuku. Izuku. Hey, Mustard. Mustard. Yeah? Izuku. Can I count on you to keep a secret? Mustard, of course equals. Izuku. Well, I think I like Himiko as more than just a friend. Mustard. I see. I'm sure she loves you too. Any gal or guy would be lucky to have you. Izuku. Thanks, Mustard. Mustard, of course. Kurogiri and Mustard. I'm going to do all that I can to make this relationship happen. The next day, the day of the attack. They're all standing on the cliff edge. Himiko. Good luck, Izuku. Izuku. Great luck to you, Himiko-chan. They all go their separate ways. Muscular goes up to Kota and goes to attack him. Izuku turns into Bakugo and blows Muscular away. You can't hurt a kid. That's sick. Don't worry, buddy. I'm on your side. Quirks shouldn't mean everything, but this idiot doesn't believe that. Turns into Kurogiri and warps Muscular to All for One as planned, then turns into himself. I'll protect you by sending you to our headquarters, okay? Kota. Oh, okay. Izuku becomes Kurogiri and warps Kota to their base, then becomes himself and goes to make sure Himiko is okay. Mustard just got hit to the ground, breaking his mask, but Celine, who had been hiding in the mist, wearing a mask, jumped out and stabbed Kendo, licking her vital fluid and paralyzing her. Celine. Mustard. Keep that gas coming. She tosses a mask to him as she runs out of the gas. Mustard puts it on and keeps the gas going, eventually killing Kendo and Tetsu. After the Dabi clone got took down by Vlad King, Hikarada appears behind Monoma, a copy quirk. How useful you could be, warps him to the bar, trapping him in rope. Izuku joins Himiko, who got a big amount of Achiko's vital fluid, and helps her get a bunch of Tsu's vital fluid, then helps her escape. They go and get lots of Ida's vital fluid before having to go to the portal. Himiko. Shame. Oh well, we'll kill you next time. They go back to the bar through Kurogiri's warp gate. A few hours later, Izuku has been analyzing everything about Ida, Achiko, and Tsu's appearances by studying their bodies while Himiko is them, and he's finally finished. Izuku. Thanks a lot. Himiko smiles. Himiko. Of course. Hey, how about we get some coffee tomorrow? Izuku. Sure. Share. Izuku. So when can I kill Katsuki? Tamura. He'll be with All for One. When we go visit him, that's when you can kill him. Izuku. Oh great. There's a knock at the door. Hello, this is Pizza La Camino Store. The League look around confused, then All Might smashes through the wall, and Kamari Woods traps them in his special attack. Izuku. And oh, it's his preemptive binding lacquered chain prison, a special move. Himiko. I never got to tell Izuku about my feelings, and now I'll never see him again. Dabi a tree? What the heck? Starts making fire, but gets kicked in the face and knocked out by Gran Torino. Gran Torino, don't be impatient. It'd be in your best interests to stay put. All Might. Talks good about the heroes. All Might. You can't run any more League of Villains, and little Kota has no reason to fear. Is unaware that Kota chose to join them. Why? Because we are here. Mr. Compress, right after that press conference. Don't tell me this was all prearranged. Twice, Tree Man. Stop pulling me. Push. Himiko, no? No. Izuku. Himiko, I'm not going to let you get taken or lose anyone here. Ed shot. When one is on the offensive is when one neglects defense the most. Slides in. Izuku. I couldn't agree more. Turns into All Might, breaking the binding wood, and jumps to Ed shot, quickly punching him so he's knocked out. Kamari Woods starts pulling them forward. Himiko turns into one of the people she killed before joining the League and manages to break the bind. Gran Torino goes to fly forward but gets caught by Izuku, now in the body of the ice cream swirl-haired teacher, using their quirk that lets them split their hand from their body. Himiko. Izuku will need my help to save the others. She turns into Achiko. I hope this works. Touches the binding wood, and, in that moment of pure desperation, evolves her quirk and Kamari Woods starts to lift up. Kamari, wait. No. What's going on? Tamura. Kurogyri. Warp Gate, now. All Might. Jumps and punches Kurogyri to make him pass out. You villains won't escape. A fire warp gate opens, and out steps All for One, and a bunch of gray goo portals open, letting out many Nomo. A muscular Nomu steps through, carrying a knocked-out Bakugo as the goo portals take the League out of the bind, and next to Hikarada. All for One. Meet Noma 2.0. I pretended to give Muscular a chance so I could get him to this level of muscle argumentation without having to give up his quirk. It's also got all the quirks the other one had plus a quirk that makes it able to control its trajectory, so you can't just throw it. Hikarada. Warp the League away. Himiko. Taps hands together, and Kamari Woods falls to the ground and shatters, causing his vital fluid to go everywhere. Izuku. Takes a drop in his mouth. Himiko. Gets as much vital fluid as she can while All Might tries to make a plan, which is basically all the vital fluid. Hikarada. Warps all the League, including herself, away except All for One, the Nomu Army, and Noma 2.0. All for One. Ed shot goes into him and makes him unconscious, but gets air cannon Ed into a wall and also gets knocked out. All Might. How do I take this thing down? Nomu 2.0. Rushes forward, punches his weak point. All Might. What the hell do I do? Noma 2.0. Pokes All Might's weak point over and over again. All Might, clutches his teeth together. Noma 2.0 starts punching All Might down into the ground, mainly focusing on his weak point. All Might. His quirk is shock absorption, not nullification, but his muscles will probably make my blows weaker than the first Nomu, and I'm not in a position to deal so many blows. Fortunately, he won't purposefully kill me without being told to, and All for One is unconscious, meaning I need to end this before he wakes up, or this Nomu accidentally ends up killing me. All Might. I need to pass on this quirk, this power, this title. If I can pass it on to someone else right now, they could help with blows more powerful than mine, but who do I pass it on to? Nomu 2.0 continues beating him down. All Might. Puts an arm around its back and manages to pull it down, then leaps onto the bar, breaking it. Nomu 2.0 gets up and makes a yelling noise. All Might runs forward and punches its stomach, causing a shockwave to go around the bar. Noma 2.0 matches all the punches after that one. All Might body slams into Noma 2.0 and wraps an arm around its neck. He then starts punching it as it starts falling over. Noma 2.0 hits the floor. All Might pins its arms and legs to the floor with his arms and legs. Starts head-butting Noma 2.0. Noma 2.0 screeches and starts matching all the head-butts. All Might. Wait, I've got it. Endeavor. This NOMU has no fire resistance, I think. All for One starting to awake. Endeavor, burning a bunch of Nomu with his Bunsen burner attack, a little busy here. Noma 2.0 screeches and pulls its arms and legs up and together to throw All Might across the room. All Might starts producing black tentacles, and they wrap around Noma 2.0 and pulls it towards him quickly and focuses all of One for All into his arm, keeping just enough for him to stay as All Might. He then punches Noma 2.0 right in the face, causing a shockwave that throws everyone around. Noma 2.0 screeches in pure pain. All Might, too bad this one doesn't have an exposed brain, or I could have finished it off. The black whips throw the Nomu around, smashing it into things, causing large shockwaves around the room. Nomu 2.0 changes its trajectory and smashes All Might into a wall and shakes the black whips off. Endeavor, okay, I'm done with these Nomu. Fire jumps in. All Might grabs a bottle from behind the counter and smashes it into shards, then uses the shards to stab into Noma 2.0's brain and tear some skin off. Then he focuses all of One for All's power into his fist, revealing his civilian form, and punches down on its brain, killing it. But the shockwave that gets thrown onto him throws him into a wall, knocking him out, but not before he can take out a strand of hair. Endeavor. This is a power passed on through generations. It must continue. Eat this. Passes out. Noma 2.0 falls over dead. Endeavor. Okay. All Might takes the hair strand. All for One, awake, standing and holding Edshot one hand by the neck. Endeavor eats the hair. I can feel the power flowing through my body. All for One. Endeavor, so you now hold the power of my brother? Endeavor, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Smirks. All for One uses air cannon to break Edshot's neck. Endeavor, how dare you? Gathers a bunch of fire into the palm of his hand and charges at All for One. All for One sends some of the black tendrils from the rivet stab Quirk into him. Endeavor punches forward and sends a bunch of the fire forward, creating a focused beam of blue flames at his face. All for One uses air cannon to send the flames away. Endeavor, all his veins glow and he jumps over to him. All for One creates an arm full of Quirk's powers and goes to punch him. Endeavor creates fire all over his fist and goes to punch him. Their fists make contact and a shockwave sends out across the bar. Endeavor sends out the flames like a fireball and starts burning All for One. All for One activates a regeneration quirk. They keep exchanging blows for a minute. Endeavor right hooks All for One across the face and his arm breaks. This must be because I'm not used to using the quirk. I'm lucky to have not broken my arm earlier. I'll have to draw back the power if I want to continue fighting. All for One, you can't defist me, Endeavor. All Might starting to wake up. Endeavor, I unlocked a power in the Noma 2.0 fight that could help. All for One, oh no, that's enough of you helping him. Sends the black rivets from his fingernails at All Might. Endeavor focuses the One for All quirk at 50% and jumps in front of the black rivets and breaks them in his hand. All for One lifts into the air and starts using air cannon. Endeavor picks up All Might and jumps out of the way as it hits the ground next to them. All Might gets out of Endeavor's arms and turns into All Might's hero form together. Endeavor, together. They both charge forward, and All for One goes towards them with both his arms, a mix of quirks. They all hit each other and cause shockwaves as All for One is knocked into a wall and defeated. All Might hits the ground as he turns into his civilian form. Endeavor, lands, we need to talk in private, don't we, All Might? All for One gets taken to Tartarus as All Might explains everything to Endeavor, while Katsuki and Monoma are saved. Tamura, watching the fight on TV. Ugh, I'll kill those heroes. Izuku, I know. Tamura, I know, as Toga on his lap, napping. The day after All for One's takedown, Himiko wakes up on Izuku's lap. Izuku, good morning, Toga-chan. Himiko yawns, good morning. Izuku, listen, yesterday, when I thought we'd be separated forever, I regretted not telling you this. Himiko, I actually feel the same way. Izuku and Himiko at the same time, I love you. They both smile as their eyes light up with joy. Mustard, hell yeah. Kirojiri, ah, young love. They both blush profusely. Izuku, aye well. Himiko, taking charge, yeah, we're dating. Izuku, well, if that's the case, then we should actually go on a date, shouldn't we? Lifts Toga up, let's go get coffee. Himiko, yes. Equals D. They both put on some disguises and go to a coffee shop. Waiter, what would you two like? Izuku, lowering his voice, will take 2 coffees and 4 muffins, please. Waiter, of course, sir, walks off. Himiko, also lowering voice, great choices, Izuku-an. Izuku, keeping voice low, thank you, Toga-chan. The waiter brings the food over and leaves. Izuku takes the coffee and starts sipping it, keeping voice low, thanks. Himiko starts drinking coffee, also keeping voice low, thank you. They both finish drinking the coffee. Izuku grabs a cupcake, open up. Himiko, okay? Opens her mouth. Izuku puts a cupcake in her mouth. Himiko eats it. Izuku, good? Himiko, yes. Izuku, great. Smiles and eats one. They eat the other 2 cupcakes and start heading back. Izuku, so, you can now also use quirks of those you turn into? Himiko, it would seem so. Smiles. Izuku returns smile and opens the base door. Himiko, thanks, walks in. Izuku walks in, closing the door behind him. That was great. We should do it again soon. Himiko, yep, equals. Mustard, wanna play some video games? Himiko and Izuku, sure. They play video games with Tamura until midnight. Himiko follows Izuku to his room. Can I sleep in here tonight? Izuku sure makes room for her, and they go to sleep. Tamura, shape-shifting vampires. Himiko and Izuku jolt awake. Himiko, what the hell do you want, crusty face? Tamura, get down here. Izuku, be right down. Himiko, Izuku, you're such a people pleaser, it's adorable. Izuku, thanks, Toga Kanojo. Kanojo is a pretext that means girlfriend in Japan. Himiko blushes exceptionally, waving her arms in the way embarrassed people in anime do. Hey, you can't just pull something like that on me with no warning. Izuku chuckles happily, sorry. Himiko, I'll warn you next time I do something that might embarrass you. Himiko, it's okay, smiles and goes to get changed. Izuku gets changed and goes downstairs, standing next to Himiko. Tamura, the heroes are holding a provincial license exam. Himiko, a what? Raises an eyebrow. Izuku, an exam that allows hero students to actually take down villains. Tamura, yes, and they're allowing first years in it this time. Himiko, so what? Tamura, I want you two to get the vital fluid of some students and infiltrate it to get more vital fluid from more students. Himiko, okay. Smiles insanely. Izuku, you got it, Tamura. They go near Shiketsu High and lure a couple outside. Izuku whispers 3, 2, 1. They both turn into Kamari woods and wraps wood around them both, covering their mouths. Izuku stabs Yoshindo in the side of the neck and drinks his vital fluid, proceeding to hide his unconscious body. Himiko throws a needle from her villain suit into Kami Utsushimi's neck, and it sucks out 1/5 of her vital fluid, proceeding to drink it as she hides her unconscious body. The day of the provincial license exam, Izuku and Himiko, disguised as Yo and Kami, are walking up to the building where the provincial license exam is held. Himiko, this should be fun. Izuku, yep. They go in and wait until the exam starts. Izuku, right? Who are we going after, Himiko? Himiko, I'm going after Todoroki Kid and that Tokoimi Kid. Izuku, cool. I'm going after Katsuki to kill him and that rock skin guy. Himiko, great plan. They go their separate ways. Izuku shoves his hand on the ground, shakes the ground, causing Denki, Kirishima, Bakugo, and Meatball to fall over. Meatball, wow, what the hell? We go to Waichi's same school. Izuku turns into the smoke transformation guy and makes it so no one can see the battlefield. Bakugo tries to explode at him. Izuku matches his explosions and throws a knife into his neck, but then gets punched away by Kirishima. Kiri, yo Baku bro, you okay? Bakugo, just about. Denki releases a wave of electricity to try to hit Izuku. Izuku becomes All Might and kills Meatball, drinking all his vital fluid, and hides the body. The smoke clears. Izuku, as Meatball sends his mush-up fingers and turns them all in a flesh ball, but everyone else the real Meatball affected starts waking up. SHD turns into All Might, freeing the 3, and jumps over. Cuts Denki and Kirishima and drinks their vital fluid. Turns into Denki and paralyses everyone, then goes around taking vital fluid from them, But the pros have now noticed there's something up, so he has to sneak away before he can kill Katsuki. Shoto just defeated the guy with the quirk that can increase the size of things. Himiko drinks like a fifth of that guy and the people who helped him out's quirks, and then secretly follows Shoto. Shoto, where now? Himiko uses Kami's quirk to make him think he's being attacked from the front and gets him in the back, drinking a decent amount of his vital fluid, then leaving as the effect starts to wear off of him. Class 1A get through, since Achiko, the person who took Izuku's spot in the school, and 3 of Deka's old classmates were also there to help the others. Himiko, mind I need to get that Tokoyami kid. She, as Kami, walks over to Tokoyami and uses an illusion to lure him into a more private area where she assaults him and gets a nice amount of vital fluid, but quickly has to run off as someone was coming that way. They both return to the base, having gotten many forms and quirks that will be useful for the League. Himiko, sitting on Izuku's lap, with Kota lying next to them. Tamura, do you know who Jean is bringing? Tamura, no I don't. Izuku plus Kota, taking a nap. Celine, oh Izuku, wake up. Hikara, Celine, don't shout, it's rude. Mustard, you're not her mom. Hikara, I'm just trying to upkeep politeness. Mr. Compress, I agree with Hikara, it's important to be polite. Magna, chill out, Compress. Enter Overhaul, followed by 2 of his goons, and led by Twice. Tamura, you brought a crazy big fish, huh, Twice? Overhaul, big fish, that's ironic, League of Villains. Magna, what? Is that guy someone famous? Tamura, Master showed me a picture of him before. He's what you'd call Yakuza, the young head of the Shai Hasaikai. Mr. Compress, the young head of the Shai Hasaikai. Magna, so he's the number 2 of organized crime. Oh my, I've never seen anything like him. He smells dangerous. Himiko, organized crime? How's he different from us? Mr. Compress, all right, let me tell you. In the past, there were lots of scary groups that ran the underworld. But after heroes started thriving, they were unmasked and disbanded, and once All Might appeared on the scene, that era was over. The survivors who hadn't been caught became designated villain groups. In other words, they were treated like villain reserves, just scraping by to make a living under the watch of police. Frankly, they're obsolete and should be a protected species. Overhaul, protected species, huh? Well, he's not wrong. Looks at Izuku, wake him up. Twice, sits next to Izuku and snaps next to his ear, wake up. Izuku, stay asleep, no. Wake up. Izuku, yawns and awakes, yeah? Oh right, hello. Overhaul, how unprofessional. I understand you live here, but it's a little rude to sleep when you have a visitor over. Izuku, right. Overhaul, now let's talk. Tamura, take it away. Mr. Compress, so, why is this impoverished Yakuza boy here? Are you also on a high because of All Might's retirement? Overhaul, no, it's less about All Might and more about the loss of All for One, the Emperor of Darkness who ruled over all the underside of society. My generation treated him like an urban legend, but our elders believe they had reason to fear him, even after he was rumored to be dead. But this time, he showed up in the flesh. All Might retired, and All for One was thrown into Tartarus. In other words, right now, for both those in the sun and those in the shadows, there is no leader. So then, who will be the next leader? Tamura gets up and takes a few steps forward. If you know who my master is, and you're still saying that, are you here to challenge me? I'm the next leader. Even now, I'm gathering my troops. Our numbers will increase soon. And with that power, I'll crush Hero Society starting with its head. Overhaul, do you have a plan? Tamura, a plan? You came here to join us, didn't you? Overhaul, a goal with no plan is called a delusion. If you present me with a delusion, then how am I supposed to react? What are you going to do after you increase your forces? How do you plan to manage them in the first place? What kind of organizational chart are you planning to create? Starting with Hero Killer, Stain. Celine, I have his quirk and skill set. Overhaul, you still lost the guy who'd been doing it for longer, plus you could have had more people with that skill set. There was also Muscular. Tamura used him to take down All Might. Unfortunately, my master was captured before he could give the quirk to anyone. Overhaul, you still lost that creature and his quirk and Moonfish. They were all first-class game pieces, but you lost them right away, didn't you? Did you not understand how to use them? You can't even manage 10 or so crazy people, and you're talking about increasing your forces? What will you do after gathering power that you can't control? You need a plan in order to achieve your goal. And I have a plan. I didn't come here today because I wanted to join you. Tamura. Twice. Don't bring people before checking their intent. Overhaul. In order to execute my plan, I need a lot of money. There isn't really anyone looking to invest in some obsolete, small-time Yakuza. But it'd be different if I had you guys, with your increasing name recognition. Put yourselves under me. I'll show you how well I can use you. And then, I'll become the next leader. Tamura, go home. Magna jumps forward to attack Overhaul. Sorry, Yakuza boy, we didn't come together to be under someone. Affects Overhaul with her quirk, and he starts flying towards her. Magna, I met up with my friend the other day. She's reserved and shy, but she's someone who is still my friend, even knowing my past. She told me, those who are bound by the chains of common sense laugh at those who aren't. Kenny, you're not bound by common sense. I don't have courage to break away from it. Like you, I'm here because I don't want to be bound by anything. Overhaul starts pulling his glove off. Izuku, wait. Magna, we will decide where we belong. Izuku turns into Komari Woods and wraps them both up, then disconnects himself from the wood enough. You're just gonna kill each other. Overhaul fingers held in place so he can't touch the wood to use his quirk. Magna wrapped so she's stuck in place with her weapon also wrapped up. Izuku. Magna, we don't know his quirk. He could have just killed you. Magna. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, something came over me. Overhaul. Yeah, you really should learn to think before you speak. Mr. Compress. This Yakuza boy tried to kill Magna. He's a complete idiot and trouble. Jumps forward, I'll seal him away with my compress. Tamura. Wait, compress. Mr. Compress gets shot with a bullet and can't compress Overhaul. Mr. Compress, my quirk? Overhaul, don't touch me. He overhauls his gloves off so he can slip his hands free and overhaul the wood off him. Then goes to overhaul Compress, but it doesn't work because Izuku has now turned into Aizawa and is using his quirk. Mr. Compress, you try to take my arm, UF. Steps back. Was it Izuku or something else that stopped my quirk? Tamura. Pissed as hell at this point, he could have hurt Compress, could have killed Magna, and he thinks he'll be the next great leader. He charges forward, and the second bullet shot misses him. Overhaul shield. A guy jumps in front of him and takes the decay from Shigaraki, falling to dust. Another big guy smashed through the wall with two people next to on him. Tamura lands and slides back, keeping his thumb off the floor. I see if you'd started with that, it would have been a lot easier to understand what you wanted. Mr. Compress, my quirk still won't come out. Izuku is back to normal. The one with the similar body type to Overhaul, as opposed to being massive or possessing a weird cloak body. That was close. Overhaul. Overhaul, you're late. The one with the similar body type to Overhaul, as opposed to being massive or possessing a weird cloak body. Chrono. I missed a shot, but there was enough immediate effectiveness. Twice. Wait, where did you? We weren't being followed. Tamura, it was probably someone's quirk. Overhaul, it'll be hard to make objective decisions like this, right? It's unproductive to cut down each other's forces. Anyway, we're not even. A corpse on our side and no negative effects on yours. However, I do think we should stop. Let's cool our heads and talk again another day. You'll owe us the equivalent of a life. Twice. No negative effects. You did something to compress. Himiko. Tamura. I'm going to cut him so we can take him in, okay? Tamura, no? Twice. Let me take responsibility. Let me take him in. Tamura, no? Cloak possess guy Joy Iranaka. A wise decision, hand guy. Overhaul. Stops. It doesn't have to be right away, but the sooner the better. Takes out a business card and throws it behind him. Think carefully about your organization and stuff. The card lands between Tamura's feet and Overhaul, and his gang walk off. Mustard. You aren't seriously considering his offer, handyman? Tamura, we will see. Tamura, I'm going to talk to Overhaul. Don't do anything stupid. Dabi. Teaching Koda how to play checkers, sure. Koda. All right, creepy guy. Spinner. Okay. Magna. You got it. Celine. All right, hand guy. Mustard. Okay, handyman. Himiko. You got it. Shigaraki Koen. Izuku. Sure. Tamura adding to his notebook. Mr. Compress. Of course, sir. Hikara. Yes. Tamura Shigaraki. Tamura leaves. Izuku takes Toga's hand and spins her around into a hug. Let's go on a walk, shall we? Himiko smiles and blushes yes. They walk off together. Izuku. A few minutes and hungry? Himiko, a tiny bit. Izuku puts a strawberry on his finger and holds it to her mouth. Himiko eats it. Yummy. Izuku hands her more strawberries. Himiko eats them happily. Izuku. After a few minutes, he looks her in the eyes. Hey, Himiko. Himiko, yeah? Izuku takes her hand and pulls her close. Toga. Izuku pulls her into a kiss. Toga eyes light up and she enjoys the moment. Cut to them having a picnic under some trees. Himiko eating as many sweet things as she can. These are so good. Izuku, they're very good. Dabi is a surprisingly good cook. Himiko, Izuku, I hope Tamura isn't gonna let us down with his talk with Overhaul. Himiko, yeah, what if they sent him there alone to kill him? Izuku, then we'll kill him. Besides, his quirk is powerful enough to kill them anyway, and he knows about the bullets enough to be prepared for them. Besides, killing someone like him wouldn't help anyone. It would just mean you've lost a powerful quirk. Himiko, yeah, you're right. Izuku, well, we should start heading back. Himiko, yeah equals. They get up and head back to the base. Tamura, okay, Overhaul wants Twice, Midoriya, and Toga. He might want Hikara in the future, but I've told him to wait for now. Hikara, yes, I must keep an eye on Kurogiri during his journey. Izuku, well, it's clear why he wants me. He saw my quirk in action. As for Twice, he probably knew before he met us, as Twice is the one who brought him to us. Does he know Himiko's quirk? Tamura, no, but I'd assume she has a pretty good reputation. A 17-year-old murderer who's the main suspect in a bunch of killings who hasn't been caught. You can certainly trust her skills are good. Izuku, true. What about Hikara? Tamura, well, originally, he wanted Kurogiri, probably because he saw his portals on the news at some point, but I told him Kurogiri is busy. I'm guessing he saw the similarities in him and Hikara because he asked if she had Kurogiri's quirk. I said yes, but that she's keeping an eye on him just in case the heroes manage to find him. I also said he can use her last escape if needed. Izuku, okay, and the corpse dead? We still need to give him something as valuable as the guy he killed, right? Tamura, yes, I actually came up with the idea to pay him back. If he's making bullets to destroy quirks, even temporarily, then he needs a source. I offered him a full 2 gallons of my vital fluid to create bullets out of. I now have 2 long scars down my legs and need time to recuperate, but I'll be fine, debt repaid. Izuku, oh I see. Himiko jumps up and puts knife next to Tamura's neck. Why are you always making me do things I don't want to do? Tamura, looking perfectly calm because I trust you. Just remember the Yakuza are beneath us. Cut to them at the Yakuza base. Shin Nemoto uses his quirk on Twice. What is your quirk? Twice. I can duplicate things, but to do so, I must know certain qualities about the item or person. I must also have touched it or them at least once. I also refuse to duplicate myself for personal reasons. Himiko, Twice. Twice. I'm sorry, it's like the words just came pouring out. Shin Nemoto uses quirk on Himiko. What is your quirk? Himiko, my quirk allows me to turn into someone by ingesting their vital fluid. 1 cup equals about 1 day of transforming into them. I can also use the quirks of people I turn into. Izuku, taking notes on all the quirks, he must have a truth quirk. Shin Nemoto uses quirk on Izuku. What is your quirk? Izuku, my quirk allows me to turn into people that I've ingested the vital fluid of. A single drop is enough, and I have no known time limits. However, the accuracy of the transformation changes based on how much I know about the individual I'm transforming into. If a person has multiple forms, then the form I drank vital fluid from is the form I turn into. I can use the quirks of people I turn into. Shin Nemoto uses quirk on all 3 at once. Were you told to betray the Yakuza? Twice, no. Himiko, no. Izuku, no. Overhaul, good. It's been a few days since they joined. Himiko, I'm so bored. Izuku, that's probably a good thing. No trouble. Twice, yes, you're right. Sounds of the heroes starting to attack. Overhaul, walks and the heroes are here. It's time for you 3 to prove your worth. Himiko, okay. Twice, you got it. Plague Doctor Man. Izuku, of course. Overhaul, the decay bullets are coming along well, but I need time. That also means I need time to get them out of here. Izuku, got it. Himiko, makes sense. Twice, okay. Overhaul, good, walks off. Izuku, you 2 stay and wait. I'll scout out our enemy. He goes to watch the heroes. All Might It's a good thing Endeavor was able to return my power. I can even spend 4 hours in this muscle form, and I'm stronger now. He was fuming when he thought he'd have to keep my power. He wants to be number 1 by his own merits. Still, this'll be a big fight. That overhaul guy might weaken me down to nothing if I have to fight him alone. They enter the building as normal, and the walls start changing. All Might, huh? I see. Izuku, as All Might. He jumps in and punches him around the face. All Might. Ugh, it's you. Izuku. Yeah, I am here to destroy you. All Might. This fool. I have the power of 1 for all passed onwards and then backwards. It's a little stronger, and he only has vital fluid of me when I was weaker. Punches him in the gut. Izuku. Ugh, is he more powerful? Seriously? Punches his weak spot and turns into Katsuki Bakugo, then explodes his weak spot again. All Might. Ugh jumps behind him and goes to punch him in the back. Izuku explodes over him and releases a powerful blast all over him. All Might jumps up and uses wind shockwaves on him. Izuku becomes Kamui Woods and binds him. All Might, Gur manages to flex out of it and goes to punch him. Izuku turns into Meatball and sends a finger into his face. All Might what? Gets mushed up into a ball. Izuku, too easy, takes out a knife and cuts him over and over. Hard to tell when you're dead like this, but I think you drinks the vital fluid, then reattaches the finger and walks off, turning back to normal. All Might. Actually still alive. I'm lucky that he used that tactic since only my skin is badly injured. I can continue to help punches through the walls. All Might runs in about a minute after the second group in, managing to catch up when they all reach the large open room. Aizawa, nice to see you finally joined us. All Might. All Might. Sorry, I got caught up by a member from the League of Villains. Aizawa, the League? They're here? All Might. Appears that way, yes. Some walls rise up to separate them. Twice, clones Toga. Himiko clone, jumps towards Rocklock. Rocklock, you're from the League, aren't you? Locks the knife in place and punches through clone Toga, making her fall to mush. Himiko jumps down and lands on his back, stabbing him through his side just under the ribs a couple times. Nope, today I'm a trusted member of the old school Yakuza. A bad little gangster girl lets him fall and drinks the vital fluid, then turns into him and stands over the body. A condensed ball of water, spinning very fast, cuts through the wall. Sphere Waterball Girl, are you okay? Himiko, as Rocklock, this weird clone thing just came out of nowhere and attacked me. Aizawa, a knife wound, vital fluid, and a copy weight. Himiko, as Rocklock, takes out a knife and tries to cut her. Aizawa uses his quirk on her. Sphere Waterball Girl dodges Toga. Himiko turns back to normal and tries to stab Waterball Girl. Waterball Girl uses her quirk to send her flying few. Twice. Jumps down with a clone of Rappa get him Big Bro Rappa. Clone Kendo Rappa goes to go punch and kill Night Eye. Night Eye takes out his support items and throws them at Clone Rappa. Clone Rappa gets thrown into a wall and gets turned to goo. Night Eye throws one at Twice. Twice dodges but gets his mask broken and runs away. I feel like I'm gonna fall apart. Other Twice. Oh yeah, I feel great. I'm coming out. Twice. And he gets wrapped up by a cloth. Himiko. Poor Jim. You need your head covered, right? Twice. Marry me. Other Twice. I despise you. Izuku. Hey, Jim. You sure you're okay? Twice. Yeah. Gets up. I'm okay. Thank you, Toga. Himiko. Of course equals G's. After seeing Kai, I thought the old school Yakuza would be more powerful, but more of them seem like complete tools. We're doing most of the work. Izuku. Not to mention that, had I not stepped in, he would have killed Magna and took Compress Arm. Twice. Yeah, these Yakuza thugs are kinda useless idiots. Izuku. He also made Shigaraki permanently scar his legs to make weapons that he could sell as a debt. Himiko. Yeah, and he's much meaner than Shigaraki as a leader. Twice. Not to mention, he wants us to just fall under him. Gio Iranaka. In the walls, are they insulting the Yakuza? Izuku. I say we help weed out the weak, keep the few strong ones, and make them join the League. Twice. Yeah, Shigaraki did say to remember they're beneath us. Gio. Don't insult the Yakuza. Starts sending walls around. Himiko. Geez, you're the kind of guy who uses power to hide that he's actually insecure about something. Izuku. He's using trigger right now. Usually he can't control anything bigger than a refrigerator. So he's out. Twice. Yeah, big bro Iranaka is too weak. Gio, what did you say? Moving the walls around like insanity. Izuku. That leaves the 8 bullets in Chrono. Himiko. F. You're so pathetic and so is the Yakuza. Twice. Didoro is kinda useless, and that Rappa clone fell in seconds, but he does have a good up-close quirk. Gio, don't judge the Yakuza. Makes a tunnel sending everyone down, crush them all to death. The 3. Survive and jump to the shadows to let the heroes take it from there. Himiko. Turns into one of the enlargement guy's helpers and uses his quirk to go see and check what's been happening. Rappa got taken down by Fat Gum and a student. Fat Gum broke Hekiji's shield because Rappa was too violent. Toya, Sorimitsu, and you got taken down by one of the big 3. Rikia was taken down by another member of the big 3 and captured easily. No surprise there. Rikia did weaken some of them after, but only with Trigger. Rappa seemed to almost defeat Red Hair and Fat Gum, but then took them to get healed, and the 3 did manage to make the member of the big 3 pass out. Izuku. Okay, so those 3 are weak and unneeded. Same with Gio, Didoro, and Rikia. Hekiji wasn't able to contain Rappa, and his shields can be overpowered. Rappa is too dangerous and unpredictable to be a member of the league. If he's willing to give up strategy just for a fight, is barely loyal to the Yakuza, and is willing to heal someone who puts up a good fight, we just can't have him. Food was even able to overpower a quirk it was matched against. Crystallized is a generic object creation quirk, and Larceny is only good for disarming, but useless otherwise. Hekiji seems smart and strategic. We keep him but ditch the other bullets, except Shin and Gio. We could use a shield quirk. Twice. I say we keep Larceny, just pair him up with someone like Dabi, Spinner, or me. Izuku. Good point, good point. Himiko. We don't have a creation manifest quirk like Crystallize. Izuku. Yeah, okay. We keep Hekiji, Toya, you, Shin, and Overhaul. Chrono. I don't have enough information on to make a choice. You and Toya would work best with Dabi, as he could overpower them if they try to turn on us, and he doesn't use helt weapons, just his fire. Shin works as a check for people's intentions but isn't too useful in a fight, so he can be with Spinner, Celine, and Magna. Overhaul will likely want revenge and is powerful. Hirojiri, Shigaraki, and Hikara should be able to overpower him if he steps out of line. Twice. Great plan. Other twice. Trash plan. Himiko. Oh, that's a great idea. Midoriya-kun, you're so clever. I almost want to cut you. Izuku. Thanks, Himiko. I appreciate it. Now, how to defeat the Yakuza. Twice. The pros can definitely handle it. Other twice. The pros can't handle anything. Izuku. Thinking, allow me. Chrono. Takes his shot at Mirio. A fire portal opens, and out steps Tamura Shigaraki, hands and all. Tamura. Catches the bullet with 2 fingers. You. I can't wait to tear you apart. All Might. I am here. Tamura. Think about this more carefully next time. Takes out Mustard's gun that he's borrowing and puts the bullet in it. All Might. Charges at Tamura, quicker than ever. Tamura. Shoots where he expects All Might to appear. All Might. Gets hit and turns to normal weight. My quirk. Tamura. You should have let Endeavor keep that quirk of yours. Now it's gone forever. All M. He gets punched across the room by Mirio. Tamura. Ugh, itches neck. You're already annoying me. Mirio. You think that just because All Might's quirk is gone that it's over? You're a fool to think that. Tamura. Takes out the gun and puts the normal bullets in and points it at Eri. Go away, or I kill this little girl. Mirio and goes into the ground and appears in front of Eri. Tamura. Shoots him in the knees, elbows, and head a few times. Foolish hero. I wouldn't shoot the main ingredient for these bullets. Night Eye. Throws one of his support items. Tamura. Grabs it in mid-air and decays at Izuku now. Izuku. As Kamui Woods. Traps everyone but Overhaul and Tamura. Tamura. Let's see who's actually the best. No helpers. Only us 2. The winner is the next leader. Overhaul right. Tamura. Runs straight at Overhaul. Hands ready. Overhaul. Uses his quirk to create walls. Tamura. Decays them easily and reaches out for him. Overhaul. Goes to take his arm off. Tamura. Suddenly takes a turn to the side and puts 4 fingers on his neck and 5 on his mask as he gets behind him. Overhaul. Now has his mask and gloves off. Gloves to use his quirk and the mask is decayed, breaks out in hives. Tamura puts 4 fingers on one wrist as well. If I see even a second of movement, you die. Now you're in a position where you could lose an arm or your life, just like Compress and Magna. Overhaul. Ugh. Tamura, I see you put your master in quite a state. Would he actually want this? Seeing you turn the Yakuza into villains, would he actually be proud of you? Or would he disown you like your parents did? Overhaul, shaking. Tamura, shall we find out? Himiko, HM? Izuku. I see touches an earpiece. Hikara, can you use your warp gates to get his master in front of him? Hikara, over intercom. Yes, I can. A fire warp opens a few seconds later, and Overhaul's boss falls in front of him. Tamura, go on, wake him up, or I take your arm. Overhaul puts his boss back to normal. Yakuza boss, Kai, what did you do? Tamura, he put you in critical condition, took control of the Yakuza, started selling illegal substances, took your granddaughter and abused her mentally, emotionally, and physically to turn her into quirk-erasing bullets to sell, brought thugs and criminals into your organization to use them, threw away the idea of being loyal, rebranded everyone with masks, and tried to get my villain organization to join him purely for the fame. Yakuza boss, Ki, gets up. I told you we weren't going to be criminals, you sick. You are no longer a member of the Yakuza. You destroyed the Shai Hisaiki. Poor Eri, you must have gone through so much. Izuku traps the leader as well. That's enough. Overhaul, breathing heavily, shaking like hell. Tamura, so Kia Chisaki, will you join us? Overhaul, I don't have anything else left. Tamura, is that a yes? Overhaul, yes. Tamura, great. Izuku, Himiko, Jean, let's go. Izuku turns into Kurojairi and warps Hekiji, Toya, you, Shin, and Chrono. Caught by Takami Suneater. To them, you've singled out you 5 as the elite. Join us. Toya, what about Sorimitsu? Izuku, his quirk is weak. Even against a quirk he should have won against, we can't keep him. Moonfish was enough trouble. Toya, please, let us keep him. We work well together. I'm not too proud to beg. You, yeah, we'd rather die. Izuku, well, he could be good leverage and he might get along with Moonfish if we get him back. Ever okay? You got it. Warps Sorimitsu over and opens a portal to the base. Go through and you've joined the league. Toya, Sorimitsu, you, Chrono, Hari, Korono, and Shin all go through the portal. Himiko and Twice hop through the portal. Izuku goes through his own portal back. Tamura touches intercom. Hikara, portal. A fire portal opens and Tamura, grabbing Eri, and Overhaul step through it as it closes. Hikara, watching Kurojairi with her portals. Sorimitsu, hello, I'm Sorimitsu. Dabi, right. Toya, I'm Toya. Dabi, yo, same. That sounds like the name of a winner. Toya, thanks, I guess. You, I'm you. Dabi, wow, you must really like that name. Chrono laughs. You, wow? Shin, Tamura asked me to ask you this, Dabi. Dabi, huh? What? Shin, using his quirk, what is your real name? Dabi, Toya Todoroki. Toya, I see now. Tamura whispers to Shin. Shin, using his quirk, are you related to that Shoto Todoroki kid? Dabi, yes, I'm his older brother. Tamura whispers to Shin. Shin, using his quirk, why are you here? Dabi, to get revenge on Endeavor for abusing me, neglecting my siblings, and abusing Shoto. He pushed me too far, and I almost died. I want to get revenge. The room, silent. Dabi, oh, why'd I say that? Izuku, truth quirk. Dabi, ah, I see. Overhaul, they're all getting along so well. Eri, standing there, terrified. Magna, hey, Koda, dear. Koda, yeah? Magna, go talk to that little girl for me. Koda, okay, big sis. Magna goes over to Eri. Hi. Eri, hey. Koda, what's your name? Eri, Koda, I'm Koda. Eri notices the horns on his hat. Kurojairi, walking along. Gran Torino goes soaring at his face. Kurojairi, UHG. Gran Torino, you're not going anywhere, lands on him. Kurojairi, ugh. Gran Torino, so, I finally get to meet you, Kurojairi. It's a pleasure. Kurojairi, Gran Torino. Gran Torino, your quirk makes you a pain for those of us trying to stop the league. It'll be easier with you gone. Sakachi has gone out. Be careful. Don't let him touch you. He's able to activate his warp power using his head and both of his hands. He'll be hard to restrain. Gran Torino, I'm well aware. I'll take him and speed out of here before he gets a chance to bolt. Looks at Kurogiri. You and me can even get to know each other a little bit along the way. Kurogiri, I wonder have you or the officers heard whispers of a man with a wild appearance traversing this area? Gran Torino, what's that? Kurogiri, it seems he's gotten much attention, though I suppose that can't be helped. I have business with the individual in question. Gran Torino, you can tell us all about him during interrogations. Rumbling and a loud sound. Sakachi, what the heck? Was that an earthquake? Kurogiri, his master is very forward-thinking. Gran Torino, what are you talking about? Kurogiri, remembers all for one's words. Listen carefully. If for whatever reason I should go away for an extended period, you will be the only one who can protect Tamura. That said, if ever you should be concerned or feel as though you need assistance, there is someone else you can rely on, Detective Sakachi. Gran Torino, you must realize Shigaraki is not the only one. All for one cultivated. Allow me to introduce you to one of his most faithful servants, Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia, everything is for the glory of my master goes to crush them, and it sends air waves everywhere. Gran Torino grabs Kurogiri and starts to fly away. Sakachi and the other two police run away as fast as possible, avoiding the attack, and live to fight another day. Hikara appears and uses a fire warp to send Gran Torino flying into a tree. Kurogiri opens a warp gate and manages to get his physical body, clothes, and neck brace in it. Gran Torino, ugh, great, he got away, but maybe I can get her shoots forward at Hikara. Hikara opens a portal and warps away with him a millimeter away. Gran Torino, F it, flies away before Gigantomachia can kill him. Kurogiri comes through his portal. Izuku, Hei Kurogiri. Himiko, Tamura was missing you. Tamura, I was not. Izuku rubs his hands together. Let's go for a walk. To get to know each other better. Dabi, no. Overhaul, why? Twice, sounds fun. Other twice, no. Kurogiri, I'd be happy to. Himiko, you can't feel the cold mist, boy. Izuku, I heard there's a festival going on. Mustard, the UA one? Izuku, well, yes, but that's not what I meant. Celine, could be fun. Magna, I'll look after these two. Himiko, big sis Magna, you're so nice. Hikara, I'll do the same. Sorimitsu, there'll be food, I'll go. You, I'm gonna follow Sorimitsu. Toya, friends stick together, so I'll come along. Mustard, sure, Midoriya. Tamura, thank you, Izuku. Overhaul, okay, I'll come. Dabi, ugh, if I stay I have to watch these kids. Fine, I'll come. Tamura, thank you, Dabi. They get into some comfortable kimonos and head out. Himiko, this looks like it's gonna be so fun. Izuku blushes at her excitement, making her cute. Yeah, it does. Dabi, it actually does look like it could be fun. Tamura, Kai, Toya, I want you two to enjoy this. Dabi and Overhaul both kinda shook being called their first name. Okay, you got it, Shigaraki Shigi. Toya, you, Sorimitsu, shall we go and enjoy ourselves? You, hell yeah. Sorimitsu, sure. Mustard, can I join you three? Celine, and me. Toya, yeah, sure. If we're gonna work together, we need to grow closer. They walk off. Twice, hey, Spinner? Spinner, yes? Twice. I didn't hear you agree to come. Spinner, I was lost in thought, and just followed when everyone left. Twice. Oh, wanna watch Mr. Compress Magic Show? Spinner, sure. They walk off, in the direction you can expect Compress Stool probably is. Izuku runs up behind them. Hey, I got snow cones, hands them out, and starts eating his own, except Himiko, because she doesn't like them, so I got these. Holds up the ball dessert shown in the image above. The name. Himiko, thanks. Tamura eats it quickly because he doesn't realize how brain freezes work. I haven't had this since I was 3. Ow, my head. Kurogiri eats quickly, unaffected by brain freeze. Overhaul eats quickly for a similar reason. Does someone have an ice quirk? Shigaraki decays the cups. The snow cones come in for the 3 of them. Izuku runs off to give snow cones to the others. Dabi just started eating his. Himiko also just started eating her dessert. Tamura, kinda smiling. It now looks like the image above. Yes, I'm proud of myself for setting it up so it fits the image. Twice. This is gonna be great. This will suck. Spinner, I can't wait to see Mr. Compress in his element. The curtains draw open, and you see Mr. Compress maskless. Mr. Compress, hello, my audience. Kinda smiles when he sees Spinner and Compress are there. Audience, excited. Mr. Compress puts his hand on a table now. My quirk allows me to marbleize things. Turns it into a marble now. Watch closely. Throws it up and snaps, and out comes some ice. See me switch the contents of my marbles without putting my hands near anywhere I could switch it out. Audience, WHOA. Wow. Spinner. Wow, how'd he do that? Twice, I don't know. Other twice, I know. Mr. Compress. Now, if this kind maiden may come up. A random girl comes up, and Mr. Compress puts his hands over her head. Mr. Compress, now fly. The lady actually starts hovering. Audience. Wow, that's so cool. Mr. Compress smiles because it brings back memories and touches her. Making her a marble, you see this one marble? Audience. In apprehension MHM. Mr. Compress throws the marble up and snaps, making both the lady and a man pop out. Audience. WHOA. The show continues for another 36.5 minutes with everyone enjoying it. Izuku. Hey, did you hear about that guy who managed to sneak into U.A during the sports festival? Mustard, and shut it down? You bet I did. Celine. MHM. Himiko. Shame he got caught. Magna. And the person who helped him? Chrono. Think she got caught as well. Shin. Still he doesn't seem all that evil. Overhaul, yeah. Mr. Compress. They seem like they like showing off. Tamura. Like you then? Twice laughs. Spinner. Hey. They both have reason. They're impressive. Hikara. Wow, you watch one magic show of his, and you're completely on his side? Spinner. Hey. You should have seen it. Hirojiri. Hey, where's Dabi? Dabi walks up to Hood high and Noma go. Hood goes. Hood flies up to the top of the building and smashes through it. Endeavor hovers in front of him. Hawks. I didn't know you could fly. Endeavor. I'm not flying. I'm simply not falling. Hood starts slashing at Endeavor. Endeavor starts throwing blows of fire back at him. Hood releases the lesser gray Nomu, so he doesn't have to deal with the lesser weak heroes and lands a few more majorly dangerous hits. Are there any other more powerful heroes? Endeavor generates a bunch of fire on his back and pushes himself forward, straight at Hood. Hood, I see you're like me. You regenerate. Endeavor. No, I'm nothing like you. I can barely move, but I must defeat you. Hood and Endeavor start exchanging violent blows with each other, sending them spinning around. Endeavor grabs Hood and burns it all over. Hood tears his head off and throws it out of the fire. Endeavor eyes widen and shock it through its head out of the fire. Hood takes a couple swipes at Endeavor. Endeavor starts exchanging fire-based blows back at it. Hood and Endeavor fighting with each other, exchanging blows only the most dangerous can. Hawks joins the fight, trying to outmaneuver Hood, while taking a few swipes. I am not good against power types, but I can try to outspeed it. Endeavor starts flying at the Nomo. Hawks sends his feathers behind Endeavor to add to his speed. Endeavor pushes himself harder. Hawks. My feathers are burning. This is all I can do. Adding my speed to your power. Endeavor grabs Hood in a bear hug and flies far, far up, using his prominence burn to become like a secondary sun. I see now. You're me, from the past, or from a different future. Rest now. He slowly hovers down and raises his fist in victory. Hawks lands next to him and keeps him standing up. Whoa there, Endeavor. That was really cool. A slow clap sounds from a nearby ally as Dabi walks out. Dabi, I must say, I didn't expect High-End to kill you, but he almost did. Spins in a circle, creating blue fire all around them. Endeavor, what do you want, villain? Dabi, oh, just to introduce myself. After all, this is the first time we've met, right? Enji Todoroki. Hawks, leave. There's no way you could fight us both at once. Dabi, you're right. There's no way I could kill the number 1 and number 2 pro heroes. Summons fire on his hand and charges forward unless they were both weakened from a fight. Mirko jumps over the fire and lands with a strong kick to the ground. Dabi, Osad takes out an orb and puts it in his mouth, and gray stuff goes around him and he vanishes. Hawks walks into the building. What the hell was that? Dabi, Hawks, you said you'd set up a Nomu in a warehouse. Not whatever that was, putting the public in danger. Dabi, oh, Please, you said you'd bring some low-level pro, not the #1 hero. Hawks. I still brought a hero. The only deal broken here is the one you made to me. Dabi. I couldn't help but notice you got all those civilians out safely and helped take out high-end. Hawks. The more the public and heroes trust me, the more I can help you. Dabi. Okay. Fine. I'll cut to one more question. Are you a spy for the heroes? Are you on their side? Hawks. What kind of question is that? It's 2 questions, and of course not. Izuku. In the form of one girl from his middle school, glows red. This girl's quirk makes her glow when she hears someone lie when answering a question. Hawks. Barely had time to turn around. Izuku. Now, as All Might, is quickly on top of him. I am here. T.O., get your vital fluid. He sinks his teeth in deep and draws some. Dabi. Puts bare hands on Hawks and burns him as much as he can, without killing him. Hawks passes out. Dabi. Let's get him to Toga, then Noma him up. Izuku. Back to normal, yeah, that'll be fun. Tamura. Dabi, Izuku, and Overhaul. Dabi what? Tamura. Light a fire in your soul and get down here for fun. Izuku yes? Tamura. Start pumping that vital fluid and rush down here. Overhaul. What do you want? Tamura. Easy smirks. Haul that ass down here. They all come down and Tamura puts cat costumes on them with a trap. Tamura. We're going out for a boys' night, but for now, pictures pose. They get in the pose seen above and Tamura snaps a picture. Tamura. Great. Now let's go out. They go out to a carnival. Tamura. I heard these were fun. Dabi. Overhaul. I've heard that, too. Izuku. Yeah, they're fun. Dabi. You've been to one? Izuku. When I was young, yes. Overhaul. Which ride first? Izuku. Bumper cars are complete and utter chaos. Dabi. Hell. Yes. Overhaul. Sounds fun. Tamura. Okay. They head off to the bumper cars and get in separate ones. Dabi. Plays in an aggressive way, bumping into as many people as humanly possible. Shigaraki. Dodging Dabi. Overhaul. Plays more strategically, avoiding direct attacks. Izuku. Actually playing in a middle ground of those. Guard. Hey, sir. Sir. Stop bumping like that. You'll hurt someone. Dabi. Never. They finish up on the bumper cars and continue to the rest of the carnival, winning some prizes, sliding on some slides, just having a grand old time. Izuku, Toga, Mustard, Spinner, Twice, Mr. Compress, and Overhaul step into a building through a portal. A CRG member. Who the hell adds you guys? Tamura. We're the League of Villains. We're going to take anything valuable. Another CRG member. Points at Spinner. That's disgusting. Tamura. Starts walking over to the closest valuable thing. A third CRG member. HEY. Jumps at Tamura. Mustard. Shoots every CRG member dead in 5 seconds flat. Toga. F. Mustard. Nice. They all take anything valuable. Spinner. Ugh. I'm so done with this. I can't live like this. Shigaraki. Grabs Shigaraki by the shirt. Shigaraki. I wish Kurojiri would tell me the power he found. Spinner. I don't care about power. Mustard. Points his gun at Spinner. Spinner. Calm down. Shigaraki. Looks Spinner in the eyes with an intense stare. Spinner. Ugh. Puts down Shigaraki. Overhaul. Not much valuable stuff here. Mr. Compress. Religion doesn't pay all that much anymore. Izuku. They didn't seem too kind to Spinner. Twice. Yeah, they're a religious group that believes mutant types are a sin against God. Other Twice. They're a bunch of atheists that love people with mutant types. Toga. That really sucks. Shigaraki. MHM. They head home, and sometime later the entire league are walking along a canyon. Tamura, huh? Gigantomachia busts in. Gigantomachia. Raw. Tamura. This must be the power, right, Kurojiri? Kurojiri. Yes, Gigantomachia. All for one's old bodyguard. Toga. Waving her arms in defense, he's coming right at us. Dabi. Sends fire over Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia. Runs through the fire. WAK. Mustard. Takes out his gun and shoots him with a bunch of bullets. Gigantomachia. Weak. Raises arms to smash them to bits. A hidden radio. Machia. Gigantomachia. Leaps at the radio and hugs the air around it. Master. Why did you leave? Why did you leave me with such weak people? Starts crying. A hidden radio. There, he's calmer now, right? Shigaraki. Doctor? A hidden radio. It's a pre-recorded audio file from All for One. Twice. Burps. Himiko. Burping is gross, Jean. Bleh gray goo comes out of her mouth. The gray goo covers them, and they all appear in a dark science lab. The doctor. Your hair has grown longer, Shigaraki. Toya, who are you? The doctor. Oh, I haven't met any of you, except Shigaraki. I am a servant of all for one. Overhaul. These are Nomo? The doctor. Yes, they are. Now, Shigaraki, I have a power for you. Shigaraki. Yes, give it to me. The doctor looks at Kurojiri. He's too used to you. Looks back at Shigaraki. I'll give you the power on one condition. You must make Gigantomachia submit. Shigaraki. Yes, sir. Dabi. I'm not going. I think I've got a chance to get a good spy. Himiko. You're just mad your fire doesn't work on him. The doctor. You'll be given enough money to survive. Bye. Pats Johnny. Johnny opens his mouth and gray goo flies out of his mouth and warps them all away. Shigaraki. Each of you have one attach at Gigantomachia. Then leave me to fight him. Mustard. Okay. Walks forward as everyone walks back, then starts using his quirk to try to put him to sleep. Gigantomachia easily breathes the gas and easily gets Mustard to run off. Overhaul starts sending the ground to attack him, but it does nothing, so he quickly maneuvers to touch Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia kicks Overhaul quicker than he can activate his quirk. Overhaul lands next to Shigaraki. Toya. I'm not going to. I'm more backup. Soromitsu tries to eat Gigantomachia into submission, but is quickly kicked away. Yu tries to trap Gigantomachia, but he easily breaks the crystals and forces you back. Hekiji puts up a portal, but it's broken in seconds, so he heads right on back to the group in a sprint. Chrono slows down Gigantomachia with his quirk, but Gigantomachia still forces him back with surprising speed. Shin. Truth won't help much here. I'll skip this. Magna uses her quirk on Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia sends out his legs to use air shockwaves to overpower the magnetic power and punches her away. Celine tries to draw vital fluid but can't and is forced to retread under Gigantomachia's ruthless attack. Mr. Compress jumps at him and tries to compress him, but wind is kicked towards him to throw him back. Spinner. Since Celine's swords didn't work, I think I'll sit this one out. Hikara tries to use fire to distract his senses and uses portals to try to make him submit. Gigantomachia still easily manages to avoid the portals and throw her back. Kurojiri tries to use portals to make him submit. Gigantomachia still easily manages to avoid the portals and throws him back. Himiko tries to use her forms to defeat Gigantomachia, but with no success, not even with zero gravity, as he just used wind to knock her out, and in the transformation and quirk. Izuku becomes All Might and tries to knock him out, but the punches do nothing, and he's simply thrown back. Twice creates copies of everyone in the league but himself and Gigantomachia, even with all their attacks, evades attacks and destroys the clones and kicks twice away. Spinner walking along, watching Gigantomachia kill clones of the league with ease as the real Shigaraki avoids him, but in a month and a half since then, Gigantomachia is yet to accept Shigaraki. He's immensely powerful and always manages to hunt down Shigaraki wherever he goes. In this time, Shigaraki has fit no decent sleep. Despite his life being in the hands of a giant beast, he's smiling. Keeps walking along. He fights for 3 days straight, then sleeps for 3 hours, then continues fighting. Walks on a bit farther. Hey, Magna? Toga, HM? Magna, yes? Spinner. Why are we still here? We came for Stain, but they don't have him. Most of them don't even hold his ideals. What's even the point? Magna. Spinner dear. We're here to mold society, so it's not so quirk-focused and more people-focused. We're allowed to change our ideals as we have new experiences. Besides, we have so many new friends to care about. We can't just abandon them. Spinner. Yeah, you're right. Smiles. They head back to the group, and Shigaraki is back. Izuku, Gigantomachia, is resting. Toga. I see. Dabi, this is nonsense. Toga, you're just mad your fire doesn't work on him. Twice phone rings. Twice answers hi. Someone explains he is from the Meta Liberation Army, and that he is Redestro, and he is Gyrant, and that he'll tell the pros their location if they don't come to his liberated town. Then he hangs up. Toga, he's got to be bluffing. Izuku, I don't think he is, but it's your choice, Tamura. Tamura, Smiles we can take them, presses a button. Doctor, how long until Gigantomachia awakes? The doctor, 2 hours. Tamura, then we'll go to this village and hold out. This beast finds me wherever I go, so if I go there, when he awakes, we'll have him crush them and then force him to submit. Izuku, great plan. The League walk up to the city and immediately get ambushed. Overhaul hits the ground and splits them away. Redestro calls in anyone who may be elsewhere. Get here now. The long-range members of the Meta Liberation Army separate Overhaul, Izuku, and Mustard from the rest of the League, and then the entire army start fighting and separating up the League. Hikarada and Kurogyri, protecting most of the League from long-ranged attacks or strong fighters with portals. Hekiji puts up 3 shields, protecting Toya, Shin, Magna, Mr. Compress, and himself. Toga and Twice, attacking the army and eventually gets split off from the main group. Moonfish and Sorimitsu, fighting and taking chunks out of the army, eating the chunks. Yu sends waves of crystals at the army. Dabi, blasting the army in waves of fire. Spinner charges after Tamura. Celine runs after Overhaul. A large group follows Tamura, being basically an elastic band ball of people. Tamura, running along a wall, and decays one person, running forward. The group of people start to fall into dust. Spinner, did his decay just spread? Tamura charges forward, decaying people. Trumpet pulls up on a cargo, destroy the League of Villains. The people are powered up and leap forward. Tamura escapes past them. Spinner, hold them off. Spinner, yes, SIR. Pulls his giant sword made of swords out and starts fighting them. Koku Hanabara, leader of the Hearts and Minds Party. Izuku, in All Might form, beating them down. A guy with an electricity quirk, using a taser to absorb electricity. Sliding Go, zipping around. Izuku easily knocks him out with a punch. Electricity quirk guy unleashes all the absorbed electricity from his pointer finger at Izuku. Izuku his quirk melts off. Electricity quirk guy charges at him and hits him with the taser. Izuku stabs him in the neck, making him choke on his own vital fluid, but gets knocked out. Mustard, letting his gas knock out as many people as he can. Skeptic, my quirk's creations are only lookalikes. They have no need for air. Orders his lookalikes to attack Mustard. Mustard, shooting it then. Skeptic, changes the lookalikes to kids and then muscular people to dodge the bullets and deliver strong sucker punches. Mustars, unleashes lots of gas to throw them around. Lookalikes, sucker punches his gut and then his spine and starts bashing his head with kicks. A bunch of teeth strike the lookalikes down. Moonfish, I saw you from high up. Slicing the lookalikes to chunks. Overhaul, turning people into meat piles. Celine, slicing and paralyzing people. Lookalikes don't bleed, so they quickly overpower Celine and start beating her. The long-range members all come here and start attacking Overhaul, so he can't assist Celine. Overhaul strikes the ground and spikes impale the long-ranged members and lookalikes. Celine, ow. Overhaul walks over to her. I can fix you. Geeton, surprise attack, strikes Celine through the heart with an ice spike and just about misses Overhaul, getting him in the gut. Overhaul blasts the ice apart and runs over to Celine. I haven't got long with this injury. Maybe if I grab Celine and himself and becomes too all. Geeton sends spikes of ice at him. Overhaul dodges with ease and strikes the ground, sending more spikes at Geeton. Geeton dodges. Overhaul jumps from in between some spikes and tries to hit him. Geeton dodges, cutting his leg on a spike. Overhaul leaps after him and the mouth on his arm licks the vital fluid, paralyzing Geeton. Geeton, his ice stops and he falls over, unable to move. Overhaul heads over to him. Hey, Dabi lookalike, runs up to him. Overhaul, hey, Dabi, did he run away from you? Dabi lookalike nods, points to ice and points to throat. Overhaul, he froze your throat? Dabi lookalike nods. Overhaul, oh, geez, heads to Geeton. I'll make sure he is punished. Dabi lookalike becomes a big muscular person and strikes Overhaul on the back of the head. Overhaul falls over strikes the ground and cuts the lookalike to pieces. A few lookalikes come and grab Geeton, running away with him, while others come and start kicking Overhaul. Overhaul grabs a few of them and blasts them apart, getting up. Lookalikes jump at him. Overhaul hits the ground and cuts them to pieces with spikes. Toga and Curious meet. Curious beats her down. Toga refuses to tell her story, and then Curious sends people after her. She drinks the Boom Boom vital fluid. She's injured. She unlocks her quirk's full potential, floats Curious into the sky, and then drops her onto the ground to die, and then curls up in a shed, where Twice finds her. Skeptic's lookalikes look like him, and he doesn't turn to goo upon having his arms broken, so he unlocks his quirk, beats everyone, and measures Toga, then clones her, and gives her a vital fluid transfusion. Skeptic says it's not a mistake, and he only made one mistake in his life and walks off, meeting up with his lookalikes to check on Geeton. Twice clones then overpower the Liberation Army and break into the tower. Redestro easily kills any clones because they're not that durable and eventually grabs a Shigaraki clone. Redestro, holding him out a window, what are you gonna do? Shig clone, well, if I was him, I'd touch the building. Redestro, huh? Real Tamura, touches the tower and it comes down, becoming a pile of dust. Twice, uses clones to survive and help Jiren survive. Shig clone dead. Tamura, geez, you really are a monster, aren't you? When a human falls, they're supposed to die. Redestro, perfectly fine, fully transformed. Redestro, shame I never got an answer to my question. Oh well, I will kill you. The two engage in combat until eventually Redestro gets on a mecha suit and punches the ground into a giant crater. Tamura decays the mecha suit. Redestro grabs him and starts breaking his fingers. Tamura, small amounts of decays come from his 2 fingers and he escapes Redestro. Redestro tries to strike Tamura, knocking Hana's hand off, which causes Shigaraki's memories to return. He was Tinko Shimura. He wanted to be a hero. His father hated heroes. His sister shows him a picture of Nana in their dad's office. Hana blames Tinko, and his father hits him multiple times, and then his quirk manifested and killed his family. No one saves him until AFO does, giving him the name Tamura Shigaraki and new gloves, and encourages him to kill 2 drunk people who were being rude to him. Redestro charges up a large ball of stress energy and gets ready to attack him. Tamura, hi, you're just big. Redestro throws it at him. Tamura decays the stress energy. Geeton sends ice at him. Dabi melts the ice with fire and starts fighting him. Fire melts ice. Idiot. Geeton, you just talk to cover up the fact your fire burns your body. I can control the temperature of my ice. I unlocked that ability to help Redestro after he burned himself. I will help Redestro again. Sends ice at him. Dabi, barely holding him off. The two engage in combat. Shigaraki eventually decays the area, forcing Redestro to take his legs off to survive. Dabi and Geeton use their quirks to get up, but the decay spreads through the ice. Trumpet, save Redestro. Powers up the Liberation Army members. Tamura scares them with one look, undoing his quirk. Geeton splits his ice off to stop the decay and goes after Tamura, ready to punch him. Overhaul tackles Geeton and touches Dabi, merging Geeton's quirk into Dabi and Geeton into himself to resurrect Celine. Celine, holy moly, I'm alive. Overhaul, MHM. You're welcome. Tamura, your organization is mine now, Redestro. So, this was the end of this series. Stay tuned for next part of this series, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.